don't be afraid to ask yourself what it is that you do believe. Don't be afraid to just take some time out of your day and say, who did Jesus say he was? And how could he make such claims? There's so much in there that ties into our story. His story is our story. And I guarantee you'll find story after story in the Bible that will find real life meaning to you and answers to some big questions that you might have. And we're not always going to have the answers, and be prepared to maybe not find an answer right away. But we need to have open hearts. We need to have our minds open to the idea that we're not in control. Some of the very foundational things of us coming into the world, we had no control over. And to think that we somehow took the hold of the steering wheel at some point and then just have everything under control and no one can steer us either way, like we have the right way, the right answer all the time, it's incredibly limited perspective that you're giving yourself. You're selling yourself short. And so just take the time to ask yourself, what do I believe? What's happening after I die? Why did this bad thing happen to this person? Why is there suffering in the world? The Bible has answers to these questions, and it can be a good dialogue to have with someone who knows the Bible, who lives out the teachings of Jesus. Pay attention to the messaging that is coming into your life. We have so many distractions today that can lead us into shaping our worldview without really taking the time to think about what we believe. And I think for me, a lot of years were spent in that, just allowing distractions and allowing the comfortableness of life and the ease of living in a first world country to just kind of coast through. But don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until something major happens in your life and now you need to grasp for air onto what to do next. Allow people to speak into your life. Allow others to come alongside you and just ask how you're doing. How are you really doing? How has your week been? Have you struggled with this today? Is this something that you feel is weighing you down? Do you feel like you could be freed from that in some way? Life doesn't have to look like it does right now. If you feel like you're in your dark place, or you feel like you're feeling depressed or low, there is a way out, and there is a way that is better. And God's shown up so many times in my life with a better way. Sometimes I can't explain how or why, but I just know in my heart that when I've said yes to Him, it's just produced so much good fruit in my life. We all have addictions and temptations in our lives that seem to weigh us down, whether that's drug and alcohol abuse or pornography or things that we feel are just part of who we are and that will never change. And just know that God can change the deepest, darkest habits. He can change the deepest, darkest things that we feel addicted to. That doesn't have to be what life is about, and that we can experience freedom from that. If you want personal change, it has to start from in here. I know that change can be often a scary thing because it will force us to have to do something differently or give something up or not think a certain way about this thing. But real growth and real freedom happens when we let the story of Jesus impact our lives. I often wonder how many of us actually know a Christ follower, not just a churchgoer. If you have been blessed to know someone who has a relationship with Jesus, get to know them, get to know their story. You'll be surprised with what you find.